Miami, what a finish they had once they got to the NBA bubble. And not a lot was expected of Miami, but yet they just kept fighting, kept finding a way to win. Just had some epic games in the finals against the Lakers. Ended up coming up short despite a valiant effort from Jimmy Butler and all of his teammates in Miami. What a great job they did. So what do you think Miami needs to do right now? What would be a good add and a good fit for them?
I mean, if they can add a PG, you have Goran Dragic, who obviously suffered a horrible injury. To watch him during the series not be able to come back to play, but him not potentially being there next year, who can help you with that role? And look, you're still looking for pieces, even at the backup, power forward position. Bam Adebayo can do only so much. You need some depth at that position as well.
Okay, they've had a lot of success with Tyler Hero out of Kentucky, Bam Adebayo out of Kentucky. Don't you just take Tyrese Maxey and go, let's stick with this Kentucky thing. It's working.
Might as well. It certainly has. It has so far. Adebayo was terrific. Hero became a star. And now the Heat, with the 20th overall pick, the selection is in. Let's go to the podium and the commissioner.
With the 20th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Precious Achiuwa from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and the University of Memphis.
Precious Achiuwa was the player of the year in the American Athletic Conference. He was the only freshman in Division I to average a double-double this past year, nearly 16 points, nearly 11 rebounds per game to go along with a couple of blocks. And he really helped himself with the way he started playing, the effort and the energy that he showed in the latter stages as he waits for the rest of the game catch up. Precious Achiuwa, his brother, God's Gift Achiuwa, played at St. John's from 2011 to 14. I mentioned he was not only player of the year, he's also the freshman of the year, and the stats that he put up a season ago in his only season at Memphis. A really impressive guy who can do a lot of things on the defensive end.
Well, especially after James Wiseman left Memphis and decided just to prepare for the draft after 3 games. That's when Precious Achiuwa really took off. He was a double-double machine, averaged 16 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks. He can step away and shoot it. The only freshman in Division I to be, Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year in his league. A relentless finisher, goes after every loose ball, runs, has a great motor. We talked about his defense, but just a high-energy player that can be really a small ball 5. Right now, he needs to improve his shooting. Shoots 32% from 3, but for a big guy, he can build on that. Just a solid, really good player.
The Precious Achiuwa out of Memphis going to join Bam Adebayo and company in Miami. The Philadelphia 76ers are on the clock, and their head coach is now Doc Rivers. The great Doc Rivers will join us as we continue our coverage of the draft. Defensive player in his career. The Sixers are on the clock. Let's check in with Woj.
Reese, the Sixers made a significant trade earlier today. Al Horford to Oklahoma City, 3 years, $80 million left on his deal. And listen, this is a Philadelphia team now with Doc Rivers. That brings back Danny Green, Terrence Ferguson, and for Oklahoma City, Vasily Micic, one of the best European point guards, 26-year-old Serbian who I think the Thunder believe could be a rotation guard in the NBA. And now the count is up to 17 future first-round picks between this draft and 2026 for Sam Presti in Oklahoma City.
All right, Woj, so that's what the Sixers are doing is they've brought in Daryl Morey in the front office. They've got Doc Rivers as the head coach now, and he'll join us in just a little bit, and we'll see what the Sixers are going to do. What do you expect from Philadelphia here?
They need shooting. I look at Desmond Bane as one of the better shooters in this draft, shot over 43% from 3 at TCU, 6'6", can really defend. And then you have some guards like Malachi Flynn, Mountain West Player of the Year at San Diego State, Peyton Pritchard as well out of Oregon. So there are definitely some good options in terms of shooters.
Tyrell Terry can shoot it
out
of Stanford. And also Jordan Nwora is an excellent shooter from Louisville, 6'7", 6'8".
He was a terrific player and a guy who can also finish. Sixers pick is now in. Let's go to the commissioner.
With the 21st pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Tyrese Maxey from the University of Kentucky.
Well, jubilation, and rightfully so, for Tyrese Maxey out of Kentucky. Typically, we have heard the name of a Wildcat called much earlier in the draft now, but Tyrese Maxey perhaps going into an excellent situation with Philadelphia as we take a look at player highlights brought to you by 8. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Here's Tyrese working out, getting a pretty good mentor on LeBron James. Ben Simmons there as well, and he's going to get a really good look at them now. And as I previously alluded to, player highlights brought to you by 1800 Tequila, though we certainly don't recommend that right before you start play. Here is Tyrese Maxey.
You can have one if I say wingspan enough. Tyrese Maxey's a shot maker. A guy who he only shot 29-30% from three, but he shot 40% from three against top 25 competition. I think his shooting stroke is good. He just needs to get it more up than out, but that's not going to be a problem. He's a combo guard. He's got a quick first step. He's good defensively. He fights. He guarded Jordan Moore when they played Louisville. Good in the mid-range. He passes well. I think as he refines his game, he's got a great spirit about him on the floor. Seth Greenberg says he plays with great joy, and I think that's true.
You know, it's not unusual for players to watch film, but they usually don't start in the second grade. That's what Tyrone Maxey did with his son.
Go Reeves, hype man, hype it up. I see ya. Go Reeves, go Reeves. Woo, he hyped. I'm hyped out.
My dad had a huge influence on my game on the court.
Tyrese and I would play one-on-one when he was a kid.
He never let me win.
He would get so mad, so upset, come in the house crying. Now, I would always tell him, you gotta earn it.
That's one thing that he tried to install in me was that, you know, nothing comes easy, first of all, and I always have a competitive spirit.
I got him. I told you what I did to him back in the day.
You know, if we go to the real court, I'm gonna have to cook him. So I let him have his little moment right here, right now. We go to the real court, 7-0. Easy.
Clearly, the bond this family shares is incredible. Tyrese, your mom says that your parents knew that you would be an NBA player when you were 5 years old. What do you want to show your family that you can do in this league?
I just want to show them that I can compete and do what I know that I can do. I trust myself. I put the work in, and I'm just so excited, man. I'm so thankful.
What have you learned from the time you've spent playing with Rajon Rondo and the like?
I learned a lot.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
It is a big moment
I
for you,
learned so much
Tyrese.
from Rondo. I learned so much from Rondo. I really appreciate him, man. He took the time out of his day every single morning to teach me the tricks of the trade. And I want to say thank you so much. And I thank Philadelphia for this opportunity. I promise you it won't be a regret.
Congratulations, Tyrese. Thank you so much for joining us. Reese, back to you.
And Malika, Tyrese, thank you. That Kentucky connection working for Tyrese as he worked with Rajon Rondo. Pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the 76ers, Doc Rivers. So, Doc, getting things started there in Philadelphia. What's your first draft night as the head coach of the Sixers been like?
Oh, it's been great. You know, working with Eldon and Darryl, Peter, Prosper, the owners. It's been really good. It's been nice. I kind of just sit and listen.
but pretty soon you're going to be called on to lead. So what is it that you think you can bring to this franchise with the pieces that you have in place and some extraordinary talent that can elevate them to that proverbial next level?
You know, it is a talented team, starting with Joel and Ben. And then when you name all the other guys, we have a huge supporting cast here. We have to learn how to win. You know, we've proven here that you can do a lot of winning and win a lot of games, but we have not proven yet to be the winner. But I like the team. I like the talent. Defensively, I think we can not just be a good defensive team. I think we have the chance to be one of the best defensive teams in this league. And if we start with that, I think the offense will come.
Well, what's your reaction to the draft pick that the Sixers just made, that you guys just made with Tyrese Maxey?
Very happy, competitive, tough. When you have a guy like Ben who has the ball. You don't need a pure point guard. You need guards. You need players. And I think Tyrese kind of fits that mode.
Well, Doc, thank you so much for spending time with us. Congratulations on this pick in the draft. And you're going to get started pretty soon. We look forward to seeing the Sixers under your direction.
Thanks. Really soon.
That's right. Really, really soon. In fact, opening day is less than a month away? I think December 22nd, so just around the corner here. So the Denver Nuggets are now on the clock. They've got a good young nucleus as well to build. Well, what would you expect to see from Denver here? What would they need?
I think getting another playmaker alongside Jamal Murray to lessen that burden a little bit. And I look at R.J. Hampton. You know, he's one of the more talented players on the board at 6'6". He's explosive in the open court. So I think he could be a steal there. There are some other options as well. Jaden McDaniels is a guy I'm interested in. Long arms, 6'10". He's really a top 10 talent in this draft. So in terms